Hi everyone, and welcome back to another video on this channel of mine. So today's video is gonna be a little short one, girl, but still, okay? Grab your little drinky drinks. I have my pineapple, girl, where is it? I have my pineapple. It's kind of like rum chata. It's like pineapple. It's called pina colada. So yummy. I'm gonna take a little sippy sip. We're gonna get into this video, girl, because it's a good one. So freaking good. Okay. So I feel like I don't really talk too much on here about my own success stories when it comes to me manifesting for myself, girl. So let's get into it, because this just happened today. Girl, this just happened today. Let's walk through what the heck. Okay, girl. So let me tell you. So I woke up today kind of like, girl, you know when you have those rough mornings when you're like, you don't want to do anything, you're just like, oh, I just like, your thoughts try to go. Well, I've been trying this new, I don't want to say technique, but just this new thing overall that like for every negative thought I have, I flip it real quick. So for example, if I say, oh, I don't want to wake up, I'm like, no, I'm blessed to have another day of life. Like I'm blessed to wake up. I'm blessed to be healthy. Like I just flip it, right? And so today I was like, I really need to get aligned. And for me, I go to a chiropractor, girl, because I'm always working out. I'm always hiking, always going for walks. Like I'm always so active. And especially if you drive a lot like I do, girl, you're like get stiff, and like you need a good chiropractor from time to time, okay? So I felt so stiff. And for me, like if I can't function with like, let's say my neck is like, girl, I can't. Like I do so much driving and I am so active that I'm like, no, like I can't be over here walking like freaking the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz. Like it ain't cute, babes. It ain't cute. So I told myself, I was like, okay, girl, if you don't do anything today, I was like, you have to go get aligned. At least. And then like as a reward, like how they say the little TikTok sound is like a reward. Yeah, sushi. I'm like, I will like treat you to sushi. And this is me talking to myself, girl. So throughout the whole day, I'm flipping all my negative thoughts, right? Today's just one of those funky days, okay? So anyways, halfway through my drive, girl, I literally contemplated turning back, and I was like, girl, no, don't do it. Like, this is something you need to do. Like, just continue on your way to the chiropractor. And halfway to my little destination, girl, I literally contemplate. I was like, should I turn back? I looked at the opposite way, okay? I looked at the traffic on the freeway and I was like, nah, never mind. I'm cool. I'm continue. So there I go, girl. I go to the chiropractor. Everything's smooth. I actually end up getting the chiropractor that I really like, girl, because there's always two, and for some reason I always get the one that I don't want. So I'm like, okay, I count it as a good sign, okay? And I should mention, before I got out of the car, babes, before I got out of the car to even go to the chiropractic office, I literally like said it out loud. I was like, okay, universe, I know this is like a splurge because this sushi spot, babes, is kind of expensive. But y'all know the difference between like kind of like cheapy sushi and like that good sushi, okay? So it's like that good sushi, like it's worth it, okay? So I literally was like talking to myself, and I'm like, you know what? I know it's a splurge. Like we'll just put it out there, and then we'll just like kind of like ask the universe for a sign if I should do it or not, okay? So I just lightly put it out there, and then now, girl, let's fast forward. I'm in the chiro. I get my favorite chiropractor, and in the middle of me getting aligned, I kid you not, and there's two tables, okay? There's two tables. So while I'm getting aligned, like someone else is getting aligned too. The girl next to me, she says this when the guy who's aligning her, her chiro, literally is like, oh, like what are you doing for the rest of the day? She says, oh, I'm probably gonna go get sushi, like the one like next door, like Raw, and it's called Raw Sushi. So she's like, yeah, at Raw. And I'm like, that's my sign. Like I asked for a sign, the universe gave me a sign, like what more? And in my head I'm like, okay, because obviously girl, I was gonna go by myself, treat yourself and all that. So I was like, I could go sit my homegirl. I could be like, hey girl, like I heard you were gonna come here, like how funny. Like I could go kiki with homegirl, we could be like friends or something. That's what I'm thinking in my head. So anyways, I get aligned, I make my way to Raw Sushi. Is like a couple of stores down, okay? This chiropractic office is like in an outdoor mall, and there's like a bunch of restaurants, stores, all that. So I make my way to Raw Sushi, and I'm thinking, oh, girl's gonna be at the bar or something. I didn't see her. I don't know if she was, girl, I don't know. So I was like, all right, cool. So I go in there, and the guy's really sweet. He's like, oh, do you want a table? Do you want, and I said, no. I said, I'm actually like, is it okay if I go to the bar seating? And he's like, yeah, of course. So girl, I go to the bar, and I have eaten out before at like busier restaurants, but like it's the opposite for me. Busier restaurants, like I feel like when you eat out by yourself, like it's more like no one's paying attention, girl. But when it's kind of dead, I feel a little bit more awkward. It was dead, okay? So in my head, I'm like, girl, I'm like, don't feel weird. Like, it's all good. Like, I was like self-love and like self-peace and always pick yourself, you know, versus like dealing with other like people that are just, girl, they're just not good for you. And to me, like, I'm in a place that I really cleaned house, and I'm quick, girl, especially when it comes to these men out here. I'm quick that like if I don't like something about you, I'm quick to leave. And I have that mindset on me that like the next one will be better. I will have the mindset that, girl, there's no shortage of men ever. Like, I will have the mindset that if I say bye and I walk away and I choose myself, that another one will come in. That's always been my mindset, okay? So here I am having my sushi, my little drinky drink, and I'm telling myself this because, you know, I'm starting to like doubt myself. I'm starting to be like, oh, I feel awkward everywhere. And I'm like, girl, now you're having your little sushi, listening to your little podcast, like you're chilling. This is self-love. Like, this is just for now. And that's like another thing I want to tell you, ladies, is that there's only going to be like small amounts of time that you are by yourself, because your little video game, I like to say like life is like a video game, is reloading new characters. So I know that. So keep that in mind the whole entire time I'm at dinner. And mind you, I'm trying to flip all these negative thoughts into positive, because that's what I've been doing the whole entire day. So I'm flipping my thoughts. I'm like, no, you know, the universe is going to send me someone. I know this. And no, you know, don't think about like whoever you like walked away from. Like, everything's good. Like, just keep thinking. Like, I'm flipping all my negative thoughts to positive thoughts. And I'm telling myself all of this, and I'm like, okay, I have a good sushi day. Like, the drink is super yummy. The girl, like, the hostess was super sweet. Like, everything's good, right? I walk out and I see Victoria's Secret, and I'm like, I'm still in that treat yourself vibe, you know? Because if you don't treat yourself, if you don't love yourself, like, who's gonna do it, you know? So in my head, I was like, should I splurge at Victoria's Secret? So I go and I try to look for some things, and they don't have my size, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. It's fine, okay? So I make my way, and again, this is an outdoor mall, so I have my shades on. I have one AirPod on because I'm listening to my podcast, and I'm just walking, minding my business. And I hear on this side, and this is where I had the AirPods, so I was like, you know, when you can kind of hear, but you can't kind of hear. And I heard a guy like say, oh, excuse me, miss, where did you get that from? And I'm fully thinking my outfit, like, it's like a bodysuit with it's like a silk cover up, and then like some silk shorts, and then I had like some little cute sandals. So I'm fully thinking it's like my little silk set, okay? And I'm like, oh, he probably wants to know for his girlfriend. And I was like, oh, you mean my outfit? And I was like so prepared, girl, to be like, oh, it's Fashion Nova, you know, for his girl to look poppin' too. And he's like, no, your smile. And I was like, and girl, mind you, I had a drinky drink. So I was just like, kind of like, you know, and I was just like, oh, thank you. Like, you caught that, huh? I was listening to a podcast. And girl, you know those guys that are like nervous, but they're like smooth with it? So he was like, oh, what podcast were you listening to? And I'm like, oh, you know, it's like a horoscope one. I was like, girl, like, I'm not really a horoscope girly. I'm more of like numerology. I'm more like that, okay? But like, I ran out of things to watch, so I was just like, oh, like horoscope, you know. And then he was like, oh, okay. He's like, oh, so sorry, like, my name is so and so, what's yours? And then I like tell him my name. Oh, are you from around here? Like, he's nervous, you can tell, but he has like a flow to him. And girl, I'm kind of nervous too. Again, I had like my little drinky drink, and like we're like trying to like have this conversation. And at the end of the day, girl, he's just like, hey, you know what? And I want to see where this is going, because I'm like, I have only had this happen a handful of times. So I want to see how he's going to like, you know, get like round out. Is that the way to say it? Like round out. I don't, girl, you know what I'm trying to say. But like, I want to see how he's going to like like bring it around, you know, the conversation, like in conclusion, like, can I get your number? Can I get your IG? Like, I want to see how he's gonna like close it out. There you go. Close out the little deal, the little combo, okay? So he tells me, he's like, oh, okay. He's like, you know, do you think like I can get your number? And I'm just like, okay, cool. Because I'm one of those that I was like, I don't like giving out my social media, because I am on social media as like a YouTuber girl, as like a TikToker, like, you know, and people get a little weird, okay? So when he was like, oh, can I get your number? And I'm like, okay, cool. So like, I'm like, yeah, you know, I flipped the phone, like, here, you can put your number in. And this is the thing, girl, like, after he's like, oh, okay, drive safe, have a good drive, because I was already gonna drive home, and I had said that. I was like, oh, like, I'm on my way home now from having sushi, blah, blah, right? And as I, like, walk away, I'm still kind of, like, processing, and then I get into my car, and I'm like, Did I just manifest with it? Was that the fastest manifestation? I kid you not, girls. Like, I think that is the fastest thing like I've ever fucking manifested. Ever. That I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm getting good. And the only thing I did today, babes, the only like two things I should say. One, every negative thought I had, I flipped it quick. I flipped it. And this is the thing I can say about that. You don't like, or at least I could say me, I couldn't catch myself thinking it was negative. To me, it was just like, because you're so used to your thought process that I would be like, oh, this is not gonna happen for me. Like, it's so hard. And then I was like, hold on. I was like, girl, that's negative. What the, like, I didn't know just how much was considered like negative, girl. So I was like flipping it. So I feel like that's one thing that really helped too. I followed my like intuition. Like I followed, what do they call it when they're like, oh, inspired action, intuition, whatever you want to call it, girl. But something kept telling me like go to the sushi spot, because do y'all see from the amount of time it took to do that? And then Victoria's Secret, like the universe never misses. The universe never misses, babe. And all I did was like, on top of everything, was just rampage affirmations. I kept telling myself like, okay, my desires want me more than I want them. My desires come to me easily, effortlessly, without resistance. I was like, everything happens to me best case scenario. I'm the luckiest girl ever. Like that's all I kept saying on top of like everything, girl. And I want to say this is the quickest I've ever manifested, because I'm telling y'all, when I was having sushi and I was like having a little like self-doubt moment, I was like, damn, like this kind of sucks. And I was like, hold on, says who? Like says who? Like you're dolled up, you're feeling cute, looking cute, ma, like having a little drink, having your little sushi moment, like you're having your little main character moment. Like who said this has to be like a sad thing? What, society, people? Like no, you are having your main character moment. Like while you're over here thinking like no one in this restaurant, and this is how I talk to myself, I was like, no one in this restaurant cares that you're alone. Like everyone's in their own little world. If anything, the only one that feels weird is you. I was like, versus let's flip it. What if someone's like looking at you right now and being like, damn, I wish I could go out and like on my own like that girl, or damn, you know, I wonder this and this. Like you just never know who's admiring you, who's, you know. So that was kind of like my thought process, girl. So the fact that like I was thinking that, and the fact that I was like, damn, like I wish, you know, like someone would come into my life, or I can't wait to see like when like who it sends, the universe, and then boom, it sends someone like right after. Like do y'all see the timing of it though? It's so crazy. And that's what I mean by like the universe never misses. The timing of how like long it took for me to eat the sushi, because I took my time, going to the Victoria's Secret, not finding anything. And trust me, babes, I did not want to walk out of that store empty-handed. I was going, opening all the drawers, looking for my damn size, trying to look for like the specific like thing I wanted. And girl, it took a time like for the paths to be like that for me to cross. And it's just insane. And like to top it out, like the cherry on top, y'all, is like the way it's designed. Like there's crosswalks, okay? I almost like, when you get out of the Victoria's Secret, you can either make like a straight left, like a quick left, should I say, or you can walk on this crosswalk and then go this way, right? I almost made a quick left. I almost did. And then something was like, no, walk on the crosswalk, because I'm one of those that like, I wouldn't want to like deal with the cars and they're being dumb, right? So I like quickly looked, there was no cars, and I was like, okay, I'll take the crosswalk and then go further out. Like, do y'all see the decisions, the timing, like everything? Like the universe doesn't miss, babes. So when this person, and I'm looking at him and I'm like, oh, he's cute, he's tall. I was like, the way he's talking, the way he approached it with, I was like, he's just like with respectful, girl, like a gentleman. I was like, oh damn. I was like, oh okay, the way it just flowed. So ladies, that's my testimony. That's literally my proof of like, wow, this manifestation stuff is freaking real. And again, this is the quickest that I manifest. So remember, ladies, to always stay positive and try all those tips and tricks that I use today, because girl, you just never know. Because look how quickly I manifested. And girl, that's gonna be you. Watch, you're gonna be wanting something, you're gonna be thinking something, and then boom, it's gonna happen. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye, girl.